Paris boasts a rich and eventful history stretching back millennia. Here's a more detailed look at its major eras. Early beginnings, from the 3rd century BC to the 5th century AD. Paris's story starts around 259 BC with the Parisii, a Celtic tribe, settling on the Seine river banks. They established a settlement on the Île de la Cité, an island strategically located for trade and defense. In 52 BC, the Romans conquered the area, establishing a Gallo-Roman town named Lutetia. Lutetia flourished as a trade center, benefiting from its position on a major river and the Pax Romana, or Roman peace, that facilitated commerce across the vast Roman Empire. The Romans constructed baths, theaters, and other structures, laying the groundwork for an urban center. By the 5th century, the Roman Empire in the west was crumbling. Germanic tribes, including the Franks, began to take hold. Medieval Paris, from the 5th century to the 15th century. In 508, Clovis I, the first king of the Franks, declared Paris his capital, solidifying its importance as a political center. Paris's central location within Francia, the Frankish kingdom, made it a natural choice. The city grew as a religious center. Saint Genevieve, credited with protecting Paris from Attila the Hun's invasion in the 5th century, became the city's patron saint. Shrines and churches dedicated to her were built, solidifying her place in Parisian identity. The University of Paris, established in the 12th century, attracted scholars across Europe, particularly in theology and philosophy. The university's reputation drew students from all corners of Christendom, making Paris a major intellectual hub and fostering a vibrant exchange of ideas. The Gothic architectural style emerged in Paris during the Middle Ages. The construction of the Notre Dame Cathedral in the 12th and 13th centuries exemplified this style, characterized by its pointed arches, ribbed vaults, and stained glass windows. Gothic architecture not only reflected religious devotion, but also showcased the city's growing wealth and sophistication. Monarchs and transformation. 16th century, 19th century Paris witnessed significant development under King Philip Augustus in the 12th century. He expanded the Louvre fortress to defend the city and initiated construction of the city's first walls. These measures addressed security concerns as Paris's importance grew. The city weathered challenges like the Black Death, a devastating plague that swept through Europe in the mid-14th century, and the 100 Years' War, a long conflict between France and England that disrupted trade and prosperity. During the 17th and 18th centuries, Paris underwent beautification projects and cultural advancements. French monarchs like Louis XIV, the Sun King, undertook grand building projects, such as the Palace of Versailles, influencing Parisian architecture and urban design. The city also became a center for arts and literature, with playwrights like Molière and philosophers like Voltaire flourishing here. The French Revolution, from 1789 to 1799, unfolded in Paris, with pivotal events like the storming of the Bastille prison and the execution of King Louis XVI. These events not only transformed France, but also had a profound impact on the course of European history. Napoleon Bonaparte's reign in the early 19th century saw the construction of iconic landmarks, like the Arc de Triomphe, a triumphal arch celebrating his military victories. The Arc de Triomphe stands as a powerful symbol of French patriotism and military prowess. Major urban renewal took place under Napoleon III and Baron Haussmann in the mid-19th century. Haussmann, a visionary city planner, created the grand boulevards that are characteristic of Paris today. This modernization not only improved transportation but also aimed to improve public health and hygiene. 20th century and beyond. Paris faced bombardment during World War I and German occupation in World War II. Despite the devastation, the city's spirit endured. Despite the wars, the early 20th century saw Paris flourish as a center of modern art. Pioneering artists like Pablo Picasso and Henri Matisse resided in Paris, and artistic movements like Cubism and Surrealism were born here. Paris became a magnet for intellectuals and artists from around the world, solidifying its reputation as a cultural capital. The city has continued to evolve in the 21st century, with new museums opening like the Musée du Quai Branly-Jacques Chirac, dedicated to indigenous arts of Africa, Asia, Oceania, and the Americas. The Louvre underwent renovations with the addition of the I.M. Pei-designed glass pyramid, a controversial yet iconic landmark. Paris continues to be a dynamic city, preserving its rich heritage while embracing modern influences.